Oklahoma tornado. How Brian-Cox, the physicist, braced for the end of the world scenario during the violent storm. As we know, it's going to be taking place all week there. It's by Callum Hoare, Express UK, on the extreme weather conditions in the area. Professor Brian-Cox claimed the end of the world is beginning to come after getting stuck in the middle of a violent storm in Oklahoma. Today, a huge tornado ripped through the city of Magnum, Oklahoma, as forecasters issued the high-risk warning to the state of Texas, and this weather will be over the area the whole week. The National Weather Service Storm Prediction Center, SPC, issued a threat level of 5 out of 5 for violent tornadoes for northwestern Texas and western and central Oklahoma. Professor Brian-Cox witnessed the power of storms in the U.S. firsthand during the filming of his BBC show, Wonders of the Solar System. Dr. Cox visited the tornado hotspot, hoping to illustrate how the same physics that creates the spinning storms help shape the young solar system. He said in 2010, on Earth, in storms like this, conservation of angular momentum means you get tornadoes, very rapidly moving columns of air. It's a very similar process to what would occur at the start of the solar system when a collapsing cloud of dust began to spin. That's what you can see in storms like this when tornadoes are formed. Apparently, we've got about 5 minutes until the end of the world, so we need to get back in the car, he says. Dr. Cox was left concerned after spotting the storm heading his way. He said, there is thunder and lightning above and reports of hail and the size of baseballs, and I don't want one of these on my head. It's beginning to come, the end of the world. Luckily, Dr. Cox and his crew got out of Oklahoma quickly enough. The British physicist added, this storm never developed into a tornado, but when they do, you can really see the conservation of angular momentum in action. The conservation of angular momentum. As the storm contracts, its core rotates faster and faster until a column of violently rotating air is born, and tornadoes are incredibly destructive, but it is the same phenomenon that is responsible for creating the solar system. The conservation of angular momentum stopped the early solar system from collapsing completely. Today's storms threaten to cause devastation on a much greater level, though. A total of 19 tornadoes have been reported so far up to now. Violent tornadoes make up 0.5% of all twisters, but account for half of tornado-related deaths, according to CNN. There are no reports of any injuries so far. The last time any part of the U.S. had been struck has seen a risk of tornado activity at this elevation was back in 2012. Patrick Marsh, a warning coordinating meteorologist at the SPC, advised people in the region to have a plan for seeking shelter if the storm approaches. He said today is not a day to mess around. Oklahoma City Public School System and University of Oklahoma in Norman were shut down because of the dangerous weather threat. And let's remember that most tornadoes take place at night. They're 30% more the increase at night, and they're also stronger at night. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.